Mic check.
Fans, before we dive into today's exclusive update, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you.
So I thought when I said a variety show, I meant a variety show. We're gonna be going everywhere. Anyway, one of my my favorite players in the NFL, Brandon Ayuk, we're gonna check out and see where he's going next. Because it sounds like the 49ers are doing 49er things. 49ers doing 49ers things. But yes, tonight is a variety show. So we'll be showing a variety of things. We will be going through a lot of good stuff. We have to find a Dusty tonight. We have stalkers. We have truck drivers. Why you shouldn't get with truck drivers. We have, Mark Lamont and Bishop, Lamor Whitehead. Lamor Whitehead's giving us that same thing. We have a remix of the MAGA candidate who flips out on this guy on TV. We got it all going on tonight. It is going on tonight. So anyway, Kendra too. Look at it. Check this out. Check the most racist mama, Grace's mom on paternity court. We're gonna check that out. We got paternity court on here. That's going to be interesting. And Kendra on here tonight. Everybody, we're gonna do something. Anyway, here we go.
You never miss out on the latest news. Now, let's get into the hot topic of the day, Brandon Ayuk's contract situation and the potential trade scenarios. 49ers contract offer to Brandon Ayuk. The San Francisco 49ers have offered a contract to their star receiver Brandon Ayuk, but a trade could still happen this summer. According to a recent report, negotiations are at a standstill. Sources say the 49ers have put forward an offer around $26 million. This is considerably lower than what top receivers like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, and Tyreek Hill are making. So, it's no surprise that the negotiations are far from over. Ayuk is holding out for a better deal.
Yeah, I guess he could, but I think he's better off moving on anyway. I mean, to me, the 49ers are really they are the new look 49ers with the new management. They have done a great job on building a team that will win, but they're not player friendly at all compared to some other teams, in my opinion, of course. So good luck,
continuing
Brandon.
to resist the organization until he gets the contract he believes he deserves. Training camp concerns. The big question now is whether Ayuk will participate in the training camp this summer after skipping the mandatory minicamp. Last year, defensive star Nick Bosa was in a similar situation until the 49ers made a substantial offer to keep him. The 49ers are still working on a deal for Ayuk, but time is running out as the NFL regular season approaches.
This is the thing that Ayuk, believe it or not, Debo is on the team too, and Debo is pretty good. He's damn good if he could stay healthy. And I can't believe I forgot the guy's name, the running back. He's great too if he can stay healthy. So Brandon Ayuk has a consistency of being healthy and making plays. So you can understand why, he feels like he needs to be shown that money. Anyway, let's break it down like this. Here we go. You know how we do it. The pot, we call him the kettle black, and the kettle's real black.
And the pot calls the kettle black, calls the kettle burnt, calls her mad. Kettle reminds the pot that we both been burned on the same stove, that the parts of our bodies that are layered in soot were scorched by the same hands. Kettle tells pot that she still boils water, holds the hot breath of a white man's tongue, endures the slow simmer of a white woman's allyship, and still we make something beautiful. Pot calls the kettle wicked, and kettle says no, but says she's so magical she burned the hand of the last man who tried to pour himself a piece of her. Says she's so black she is everything, so black she is the beginning. She is the first thing someone finds home in when they wake up in the morning. Says ain't that what it means to be black? To have the world go up in flames around you and still be sanctuary for someone, saving men who lost themselves the night before, saving men who curse our names but forget his mama is made of steel too. And now the pot has no words, but calls the kettle bitter, but loves the glass pan, the fine china, loves all the exotic shit white men put behind glass casings, loves how fragile things not made of steel can be. But this isn't about the pot or the pan. This is about the kettle, the black woman, how she pours herself across the earth, but no one bats an eye when the water disappears. We give ourselves to men who never love us, but they say we are difficult, too hard to break. How we, the kettle, praise this pot, this man for all the water he holds. How we are the only ones who do not call him monster when the water boils over, because we know this heat, this white flame, hot enough to make any of us explode. We are the first ones to make noise when the world goes up in flames. But they say the earth was saved by the man who heard her scream. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says yes, but says you best remember you black too. The next time they bring a fire to your neck, they burn black bodies on the stake and the stove. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says bitch I might be, says nuck if you buck, then says wipe me down. Kettle says yes my nigga, I be black, I be mad, and I boiled the last man down to his bones when he tried to test me. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says hell yes, but don't say my name as if you ain't ever been burnt too.
That was amazing. Asia Bryant Wilkerson.
Welcome and thank you for hanging around.
Now, but yeah, that was Asia Bryant Wilkerson. We're gonna keep it going for you. Here we go. Get this. This is crazy. Here we go.
For the second half hour, The Factor Uncensored. We have much more coming your way, so don't go anywhere. Now, unfortunately, this is a shared experience among many black people out there. That feeling of extra eyes on you when walking into a store and an employee could be watching or even following you, waiting on you to steal in their minds when that's not what the customer's intention at all is. Now, the general manager of an NBA team is one of the latest victims of this kind of racial profiling, which is also simply known as shopping while black, and it happened at the Saks Fifth Avenue in Miami. And joining me now here on The Factor Uncensored, we have with us Greg Dupree with TLAC Now, a security expert. So Greg, Saks Fifth Avenue has apologized to Wizards general manager Will Dawkins for arresting him, or at least accusing him of being a shoplifter at their store. And this was back in November of 2023. What do we know about this case, Greg?
Well, evidently, the security in the store was observing a shoplifter, a potential shoplifter, and they got in contact. There was a police officer from Miami PD that was working in the store with them, and they went out and they accosted Mr. Dawkins.
Dang. That's messed up.
Believing that he was a suspect that they had observed. They didn't give any information as to whether or not they were similarly dressed. All we know is that both of them were black. So I don't know how or why they made this case a mistaken identity. And
God forbid they say they all look alike.
Exactly.
I was about to say the same thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's horrible.
I'd love to see the surveillance tape and compare the two.
Right.
Yeah. But you take a look at it, and it is possible, but without additional information, the video surveillance, we don't know how they confused him with the suspect. The issue in this matter is the fact that they accosted him, and after it was said and done, it was made clear that he wasn't the suspect. The police officer and the security guard just blew it off like it was no big deal.
Right.
Thankfully, Saks issued an apology and handled it probably as best they could in this type of situation. This is I
don't see why I think that the problem that we have is that we always try to seek acceptance through spending our money. I think that's a huge problem we have. We seek acceptance through spending our money. We think, okay, something, if I go ahead and I buy this car for, $10,000 more than I should, or these shoes for $100 more than I should, maybe, I'll be accepted better or something like that. Welcome summer breeze. Makes me feel fine. Sugar Love's in the house. Jackie's in the house. Good seeing you all. Anyway, yeah, let's listen a little bit more to this.
Obviously this is an
Natural underbrushes in the house.
Ongoing problem, not just at Saks and other stores and other malls and such. But the thing is, Saks did handle it well, but it goes beyond just being the Saks problem. It's a problem for whoever the security guard was, who was terminated. But that doesn't mean he can't go work for another security company and do the same thing again. And it also makes you wonder, has he done this before with less of a high profile individual?
Many of us have seen and heard, obviously, the term shopping while black, where many times you're followed through a store, many times they're monitoring you when you are there as a legitimate customer. Obviously, there are a lot of problems.
The best thing to do when you feel like you're shopping in a location and you're shopping while black or whatever, don't go there no more. Unless it's absolutely necessary, don't go there no more. Just don't go there. That's the best. That's the best remedy. They will feel your lack of dollars. Trust me on that. All right, we're gonna move forward. Check this one out. Spice is nice. Welcome, Hazelbug. Welcome. Good seeing you. Here we go.
Next, we go to Ann Arbor, Michigan, for a virtual arraignment hearing. 31-year-old Lawrence Segona has been charged with stalking and aggravated stalking. 6 weeks earlier, Segona met a woman at an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting and allegedly began following her around, bringing her gifts and loitering outside her home. Segona claims the two were in a romantic relationship, but the victim has denied this. The woman was granted a personal protective order against Segona, who has a criminal history and had just been released from parole for a home invasion and firearm conviction in a neighboring county.
What? It's so funny to me that, let me get this gun off. I got to get the gun off. Okay. So it's just so funny to me that how kind of strangely lenient the law is on some people that are obviously, they need to be separated from society. Okay. He might have done his time, but you need to not be around other people right now.
Segona allegedly continued to contact the victim. He was arrested and charged, including with the felony aggravated stalking. Today, he's before Magistrate Alicia Fink for arraignment.
There have been many contacts with Mr. Segona standing in the parking lot of the apartment building where Ms. lives, bringing her gifts, showing up at AA meetings where she's attending. He's been told by her and by the police that he is not welcome at her place.
Are you kidding me right now?
Mr. Segona. Don't talk to me like that, or we just won't even finish this. We'll try again tomorrow.
After the judge's warning, Segona settles down.
Not sure whether or not Mr. Segona has the ability to post a $25,000 cash surety bond.
But not for long.
I'll be retired. Y'all send me to the hospital.
Okay, now we're done. So I'll see you again tomorrow. I'm not going to arraign you because
no, this is you're gonna listen to me.
Get out.
No, you.
Okay.
Wow.
Where's the fucking nerd? Don't box me right now. Whoa.
Okay, the defendant has refused to be arraigned by using profanity directed at a magistrate. We will try again tomorrow. In the meantime, he's being held without bond until he can be arraigned.
Oh my God.
Oh. No, I don't think you would want him on the streets. No, we do not.
Eventually pled guilty to stalking. The aggravated stalking charge was dropped. After serving just under 3 months in jail, he received credit for time served. He was sentenced to 60 months probation. If Segona contacts the victim during that period, he'll be sentenced to a minimum of 1 year in jail.
Thanks for being a fan of Court Cam.
Man, that's crazy, huh? That is just crazy. I got to play this clip again because I love it. I love it so much, but I love it. Here we go.
What's one thing you did when you were in your 20s that you regret? That would change your life today.
I regret being a hoe. When I was in my 20s, I was a hoe.
What do you mean by that?
I was a hoe. I was doing a lot of women that I shouldn't have been doing, and I had a family that I could deal with. So I was just out there doing, anybody. Not like that, but I was just picking and choosing what I wanted and who I wanted. Because I had a little reputation here in Springfield, and that got me a lot of things, and especially a lot of women. And I regret using them and, regret using who I was.
Wow. So you would have not smashed the women?
I wouldn't have smashed them like I did, no.
What would you would have did?
What would I have done? Stay with my one son's mother and been married and been happy today.
Let's move on. There it is, fellas. That's the best. He's told you everything you need to know.
The story about the man in Levine caught on home security video stripping down and touching himself in broad daylight got a lot of attention. Eventually, it found its way to 3 women who say Ahmad Lavan victimized them as well.
I could not believe what was happening.
I'm just scared to see him around.
He's obviously sick and he doesn't have problem doing it in public in front of other people.
3 women, all at one time students at Phoenix College, reported to police when this man, Ahmad Lavan, exposed himself to them, and he's now facing multiple charges of indecent exposure.
I was sitting next to him. I said, "Do you have any questions?" But then when I looked over to him, I saw that his pants were down and he was masturbating right next to me.
Each woman preferred not to be identified, but their stories are strikingly similar.
This guy was half naked from the waist to the feet, and he was playing with himself.
For 2 of these women, what happened to them happened on the same day, with incidents less than half an hour apart.
It's scary to be able to see him and think that he might recognize me.
I just think he's going to continue doing it. He's already gotten away with it, 4 times now? So he's just going to continue.
And when they saw this video, they said, that's the same guy.
It was just a no-brainer for me. I mean, I was literally shaking just pointing at his picture.
Lady Cat.
Well, I think, fellas, you need to talk to your friend here and give him some, some guidance on guidance. Yeah. I don't know. Hey, look, you guys want to complain about women, but you might want to check out. You might want to check your boys.
Cagley, the woman pulling weeds, says she picked him out of a photo array for Phoenix police detectives on Monday.
It's really disturbing at this point because it's not just me. It's not just people in my neighborhood. It's years now.
A source has confirmed to 12 News that before he was ever arrested, Phoenix College expelled Ahmad Lavan in the fall of 2019 for just the same charges described by the 3 women in that story.
2019 to 2024. This is 8 days old, everybody. Dang.
We tried to reach out to Lavan for comment before he was arrested, and he did not respond.
I bet he didn't.
12 News.
Yep, we're going to keep on with the variety show. Check this one out.
On April 29th, 2022, an abduction attempt took place at a bus stop while a 16-year-old girl was waiting to be picked up by the bus to go to school. A surveillance video captured a man parking his vehicle and approaching the girl. He forcibly took her phone and grappled her in an attempt to drag her to his car while she clung desperately to a nearby fence.
I'll tell you the problem I have is this.
Took place at a bus stop while a 16-year-old girl was waiting to be picked up by the...
The problem I have is
29th, 2022, an abduction attempt took place at a bus stop while a 16-year-old girl was waiting to be picked up by the bus to go to school. A surveillance video captured a man parking his vehicle and approaching the girl.
I mean, the least that person could have done is got on her phone or his phone and called and then, kept running, of course, because, I understand that part, but dang, at least alert somebody.
Forcibly took her phone and grappled her in an attempt to drag her to his car while she clung desperately to a nearby fence, resisting his efforts. In an effort to lure her, the man held out her phone, only to throw it at her when he realized she could not be subdued. The girl managed to escape by running onto the bus as the assailant fled in a white Ford Mustang. A witness provided a description of both the vehicle and the suspect, which later led to police locating the car at a gas station a few hours
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Catch It Dusty. Here we go.
after the incident.
We gotta talk to you. You got an ID on you? Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you in a second. Someone's gonna come and talk to you here and explain everything's going on. You got an ID? All right. You put your ID out, my man? Yeah, ID, sir? Well, someone's gonna come talk to you. I'm going to jail? No. You got your ID on? Huh? No. Oh, you'd be out of the car in handcuffs right now if you were, my man.
Man, this is a trip.
Are you the owner of the car? Yes, I am. You got valid license and stuff? Yes. Okay. All right. Just relax, my man. It'll all be. We gotta talk to your passenger. All right. It doesn't even involve you. So relax. All right. Someone's gonna come up and talk to them.
Uh-oh.
Oh, so I didn't do anything? No.
No. Man, we don't know. He might have been, an accomplice.
He's coming up. He's talking to
He
somebody.
might have been trying to get that young lady for
You can probably see him in your mirror. See him back there?
Sex trafficking.
He'll come talk to you 1 second. Your first name? What's your first name? De'Aaron? Yeah. De'Aaron Jackson.
I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, I honestly don't either. I would tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, they want us to stop the car so they can talk to. So relax. It's more of a not you. All right.
Man, oh man.
Here's the driver if you need any. I already got it written down.
Dang.
What's up, man? Why don't we get him? Why don't we get them separated?
Hey, De'Aaron, you want to come back and sit in my car and he can talk to you in private? I'm in trouble? No. If you're, like I said, my man, if you're in trouble, we already grabbed you out of the car and your car's in park and everything? Yeah. All right, I'm going to make sure you ain't got no guns on you. Can you face this way? All right. He's going to come talk to you. He'll let you know what's up.
He's the detective and he's the sergeant, so he'll be able to answer any questions you got, okay?
I'll get my keys out my car.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. Enjoy your day.
It's fine, man. Ain't no one gonna fuck with your shit.
I will learn.
Yeah. Just relax. He'll talk to you. I think she playing some game or something on people. Yeah, see back here. Your passenger. You know him that well? Yeah, that's my friend.
Well,
he wants to talk to her. Is it her, him? What is it? What's she identify as? Her? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to be rude or insensitive. I just didn't know which way to go with it, and there's no easy way to talk about it. Just have a seat, and he'll come talk to you. He wants to talk to her. Something's going on with her. Yeah, I got to do all this. Yeah. Put your feet in. I'll roll the windows down. I'm gonna sit in the car with you and hang out. You want that out of your way? Yeah. Just slide that over there, man. Once he talks to her, I'm sure he'll come back, talk to you, and the main issue is her. So you can relax, man. I ain't bullshitting you. The main thing is her. So that's why I think he just. Yeah, no. The main thing is her. So that's why he's talking to her first. Just. Yeah. So I mean, just relax. I can tell by the look on your face. You're like, what the fuck? You're cool. If there was an issue, my man, you'd be handcuffed and everything else. You know what I mean?
Well, there is
so
an
just
issue.
Relax. It's all on her. Yeah, relax. Here, man, you can see all the focus is on her. So just relax, man. You just had the wrong person in your car. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you cooperating. People swoop down on me, I'd be like, what the fuck, too? No, I don't think so. I'll be honest. I don't think anyone's going to jail. Like, well, he's a detective, and I think she's saying something. So I think I don't know.
What happened is they're looking for somebody who was trying to kidnap that young lady.
And if I was in the car and the cop swooped in on me like that, my heart would be beating pretty good too, man.
Thank God I ain't dead. I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
No, I think they'll talk to you. Hey, De'Aaron. When all this is over with, my
Yeah,
man,
at least
I'd be
give them
done.
something to drink. Shit,
You know what I mean?
give them a water bottle or something.
I'm coming into 5 minutes of your life, my man. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like when did you get out? 4 days ago, and look where you're at already. So you know what I mean? How old are you? I'm 30. So I think
I have to admit, this cop is kind of smooth. We're getting all this information out of him real easy. So I guess what he said, did he say that the guy got out of, the prison or jail 4 days
trying to make a
ago?
little bit better decisions. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I think she's trying to get you in trouble.
The detective arrived and formally informed the man of his Miranda rights. The man adamantly denied being present at the bus stop and refused any further interrogation. However, the entire encounter was captured on camera, revealing a different truth.
Does he do like some off the wall crazy shit or just?
Yeah, lighter.
See what? There's light part right here. What the fuck? I'll let you know. I'm gonna make sure it's okay with my son. He wants to talk to you, but we don't want to talk to you.
What we have on him from this morning, after he left your house, you said between 6 and 6:30. He drove down Arlington to Neville, parked his car on Neville, walked up to the bus stop at the corner of Arlington and Neville. There was a 16-year-old girl that was standing there waiting for the bus to go to school. He kind of stood around, pretending like he was waiting for the bus for a couple minutes, and he grabbed her and tried to drag her back to his car. She grabbed onto the fence there, fought him off, and then when the bus started, she started screaming, "Here comes the bus!" He had her phone, he threw her phone at her, and took off running, got in his car and kicked her. So I don't know if he was going to sexually assault her, if he was going to rape her. I don't know what his intentions were, but that's what he did. The whole thing's caught on video. So,
Wow.
you tell me nature? I mean, is it something that...
Oh, that's not something that I would expect him to do, and that's not something I know him to do. Like, we are still getting to know each other, so I mean, people show their true colors when they're ready to show them.
Right.
I'm still filling them out, but...
Okay, so he didn't say about other than going to Minuteman. Did he say he went to Minuteman, or
he said he was going to go there, and he didn't say he did. He just didn't say he was going to go there.
Dang. Okay, I get it now. Okay. Okay, I thought they were trying to catch this person here, but they're trying to catch the guy that they said that the officer was saying, "Oh, you did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong." Man, they got this smooth game going on now.
I'm trying to ask for pretty much my next 2 questions. I just go and kind of, as long as it's respectful, I don't really see asking questions because we have problems with that background.
Right.
He called me 2 times for some of them out and the phone will stay, but okay, catch that.
All right. Listen, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you a heads up that the best way to handle things at our age is to be honest. I mean, we're not 15-year-old kids where you try and lie our way out of it. But everything that can be recorded, and in this world, man, there's cameras everywhere. So I ain't trying to bullshit you. I'm just telling you, I'm sure you've been to court and you see how things go in court. If you're honest and cool and tell people you fucked up or whatever, it goes a lot easier. You know what I mean? Especially nowadays with the judges the way they are.
You got your full SIM card?
He does. It's in his wallet.
Man,
I put some money in that book.
you have to admit They got him in that car smooth. They got him in that car smooth. I mean, they didn't have to fight with him, or they didn't even put handcuffs on him. He sat in that car and you could see there's bars on the car. I mean, damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna just give you somebody to take with you. Just call me when you can.
I didn't know they would let him smoke in a car, a police car, but hey.
Hey, don't act silly, my man. But how about here? I gotta put you in cuffs because when we go in the county, you have to go in cuffs. So when you get out, just face that way. I'm not moving, but just face that way and put your hands on your back. All right.
Man, he just got out 4 days
The man
ago.
faced charges of abduction and received a 5-year sentence. This verdict was influenced by his breach of probation, which stemmed from earlier convictions related to burglary and weapons offenses. Notably, he had been released just 4 days before the abduction incident occurred. Do you believe that a 5-year sentence was sufficient considering the circumstances? Share your thoughts below.
Man, I mean, think about it. I mean, he just got out. I mean, the point of he just got out. Why would you do anything like that? Well, let's see what's going on with the Bling Bishop. Here we go.
Wrongdoing, particularly this idea that he's on the take.
Wait. Bling Bishop. This is Mark Lamont's channel. Give him a little bit of love.
A person or company that undertakes the professional conveyance of good people. The goods in people. So a carrier also has to be able to have the spirit of discernment to know if you're good or evil.
Welcome back to the Griot. What you just heard was part of a sermon given by embattled Bishop Lamor Whitehead. The controversial bishop has come under fire for his behavior behind and in front of the pulpit. Whitehead is a Brooklyn native, and he's known as the Bling Bishop because of his flashy clothes and that jewelry that you see on TV. You may recall the prosperity preacher made headlines last summer when he was robbed at gunpoint by 2 people during a live streamed sermon. In December 2022, Whitehead was indicted on 2 counts of wire fraud, 1 count of extortion, and 1 count of making material false statements. Earlier this month, he was hit with more fraud charges when feds accused him of falsifying bank records to finance his New Jersey mansion. But I believe that all people deserve to defend themselves. All people have a story, and we can never assume the worst about people in our community, especially when it comes to the criminal justice system, so-called. So let's talk to the man himself. Bishop Lamor Whitehead joins us now in the grill. My brother, so good to see you.
How you doing, brother, man? Thank you for having me, man.
We're the Bling Bishop. After getting his judgment, let's see what he says. Here we go.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Let's start with the thing that got you on a lot of people's radars. We saw you in the middle of a service when some people came in and robbed the church at gunpoint. I got to tell you, I've seen a lot of sermons. I've seen a lot of wild stuff happen in the church. I ain't never seen nothing like that. What happened?
Well, man, well, once again, thank you for having me, man. Thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. And, you know, this has been a year. This have been, well, we're in 2023 now, but 2022 was a crazy year. I was actually preaching, and while I was preaching, we just got through praise and worship, and I get up to preach. And as I start to get in my sermon, about 10 to 12 minutes into my sermon, I just see 3 guys with hoods come through the church door. And nobody else saw them. I was the only one that seen them first. So this is why I reacted the way I reacted, to just pretty much calm my church down. And, you know, because if I would have jumped, they would have all jumped. So that's why you seen, I said, all right, okay. And I said, everybody just get down. I got down. So that's pretty much what happened. And now, you know, 3.
Now, a lot of people saw that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people saw those gunmen, and they said something ain't right here. It was hard for a lot of people to believe that, first of all, that the church just got robbed in the daytime and brought in the middle of a service, but that, one, it wasn't something that you orchestrated, or two, that you weren't randomly selected. How do you make sense of why your church, such a small church with so few people, would be robbed in broad daylight on camera? I mean, that seems like a
exactly.
strange decision for the criminals to make.
Well, I've learned lately that criminals don't usually make the best decisions. They just don't. That's
Yeah.
why they're criminals.
Yeah. Well, if you look back, Mark, if you look back in May of 2022, I believe it was around May 24th, I was involved with a surrender case. There was a young man named, I believe his name was Abdullah. He was allegedly, he allegedly committed murder. It was a Q-train murder in New York City. And I got a phone call from his family, who they know me, because I do a lot of work in the community. I help a lot of people, and this is what the media just overlooks. Man, I give back.
Okay, let me stop that right there. What I find is that, you can do some good things, but if you do horrible things, your good things are gone.
Food, and this is with my own funds. I help the community a lot, but also I help a lot of Black and brown people, Caucasian, Jewish, you name it. I have no discrimination, and I help a lot of different people. If they're in trouble, I help them get out of trouble. So what happened here is I got a phone call from a family member of Abdullah, and they said, Bishop, my nephew is wanted for murder. And I said to them, I said, what's going on? They said, you don't see it on TV? I said, no. So I told them I'll call back. I Googled it, and I see that this young man was allegedly committed a murder. They said that he murdered this man on a Q train. So I immediately told them, I said, okay, I don't want to see this young Black man go to get killed. So I want to make
that's weird.
A safe surrender. So what I then did, I called my mentor, which is the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, and I said, listen, this young man that everybody's looking for is, their family called me and they want me to set up a surrender. So I said, I don't want to see this.
So you set up the surrender. You ultimately, I'm just going to move along. You set up the surrender, and you were able to offer this person to the police. How did that affect the robbery?
Yeah, so it affected the robbery big time, because when we set up the surrender, fast forward, the media started to call me the Bling Bishop. And I was already dressed for the day, right? I had a Fendi blazer on, Fendi shoes, and a Fendi shirt. And I wear jewelry.
Phoenix Soul says, he taking so long to answer the question, I forgot what the question was. Me too. I mean, basically, yeah.
Yeah, I wear jewelry. I pulled.
No, I was just about to say, you fly, man. I if nothing else, man, I see why they call you that between the jewelry. I'm looking at your clothes right now. You sitting in the back of a Rolls Royce. I mean, you definitely embody Bling Bishop.
Well, it's not about the Bling Bishop. It's about the favor of God, man. And my lifestyle is not to show off. My lifestyle is to show what God has done in my life. So, when I pulled up for the surrender,
he sounds so great, but he did so wrong.
I did pull up in my Rolls Royce Cullinan, and like people, I don't know what they expected me to do. I don't know if they were expecting me to go get a rental car and to take off what I already had on and put on my clergy collar. No, I was already out and about, and I came to do the surrender for this young man, and everybody's crucifying me, and the media called me the Bling Bishop. And it's just like, okay, I'm a young Black man, a young Black pastor. I come from the streets. I come from poverty. My father was beaten, strangled to death by 16 police officers because of the color of his skin. So this meant something to me in a different way. I didn't want the police to kill this young man. I understand what it is to be fatherless. So, we commenced the surrender, and then all
you become a target.
The media has changed. And what I believe, and to answer your question, disconnect.
Phoenix breaks it down like this: the way he keeps name dropping indicates he's for the streets. Bars.
to the robbery because I've always wore jewelry. I've always drove nice cars, and I've always wore nice clothing. But as soon as the media portrayed me to be the bling bling bishop, a month and a half after that, my church was robbed. I've been pastoring 10 years this year, and none of this never happened in my life. So when the media started to portray me and plaster me all over the place, not to mention.
Now he's mad at the media. He knew it was going to happen if he did that.
Just my church, but they also plastered my home. They plastered my car.
Oh, Phoenix. Wow, he should be tired of all that tap dancing.
Cars. They did all of this. So they made me a target. And you have to understand too, Mark, is this. My church was robbed, but the only people that was robbed in the church was myself and my wife. So I was targeted, right? I was targeted.
So you were targeted. I want to pick up on that. Let me pause you for a second, brother, just because we're going to take a commercial in a second. But I want to pick up on this idea of being targeted because you have a series of federal charges against you. You have allegations from parishioners. You have people who have accused you of all sorts of things. And the question at some point becomes, are you being the target? Or is there something to this? And I want to make sure that you have every opportunity to explain yourself and explain your story so that nobody else can tell the story for you. Bishop Whitehead, stay right here. Everybody, our conversation with the Bling Bishop himself, Lamor Whitehead, will be right here.
All right. Well, I don't know if is Griot still around? Here we go.
Griot. Bishop, when your church got robbed, one of the things you said was that you had a $399,000 Cuban link chain and a $75,000 Rolex. Now, my math ain't that good, but that's like $500,000 right there. I've seen the suits you wear. That's easily, tens of thousands of dollars on your back every single week. I see the car you in right now. That Rolex is not a Hyundai. So when I think about the fact that you have access to millions potentially of dollars in clothing, cars, and then when you add your home, you have the life of a multi-millionaire. Where do you get your money from?
Well, I am an entrepreneur, man. I'm very, I've been doing real estate over 20 years. And I do a lot of other legal things. I want to clear that up. And, I take that from the Bible. The Bible says,
Why did you scam the old lady? That's what I want to know. I want to hear that conversation.
Is to inherit the land. Also,
like what? Like what though? Give me some specifics. Give me some specifics, bro. Because people will be like what? You do real estate, and when you say real estate, you mean flipping properties? You mean you have rentals?
Yeah,
how do you get money on real estate?
Real estate is multifaceted. You can flip properties, which I do, rentals, which I do. We into purchasing land, developing on land. So there's a lot of different things that you can do in real estate. It's not one thing that you can do in real estate, so you just have to really understand. And I know that all of the real estate investors that are out there, they know that real estate is multifaceted. So we can do real estate. However, it could be very multifaceted where
you could get billions on real estate. We seen Donald Trump do that. So, but when people check the public record, they'll be able to see that you buy and own property, commercial or residential. They'll be able to see that you flip property. They'll be able to see that you have an event. This is transparent and fully accessible to the public. Is that fair to say?
Of course, it's transparent, but however, you have to understand that when you buy investment properties, you don't buy it under your name. You buy it in corporation. So, unless you know who owns.
What corporation is yours under?
I can't get into all that, Mark, man, because I'm already being. I'm already being targeted, man. You want me to get here and put
here comes the targeting rap, everybody.
Put all my business out there, man. They already.
I gotta ask.
They targeted me enough, man, and I don't want to keep putting my information out.
All right. Look, I just asked the questions, King. I respect your right now to answer. So, but you got to understand though, for some people, if they see a person with a whole lot of money, how many people are in your church?
Well, membership worldwide, we have probably about, I would say, 500 to 1,000 people, somewhere in the middle of that.
Okay, 500 to 1,000 people, but somehow he's making. Okay, let's see how this is. Let's see how this math works.
And how many show up every Sunday?
Now, how many people show up every Sunday? I would say maybe about 40 to 50 people because a lot of people got scared because of the robbery, and we're trying to get people to come back. But we're heavy online. If you look at the online services throughout all of the viewers, we have probably about 20 to 40,000 people a Sunday that watch us.
Oh, that's crazy. How much you get in tithes every week? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't know, brother. You get into all of the schematics of the church. What I'm here and what I really
now, my brother, you telling me as much money as you get, and I know brothers that get it clean and dirty. I know anybody I know got Rolls Royce know how much money they get every week. You ain't got to tell me, but I know you know how much money you get every week in that church from tithes and offerings and building funds and stuff like that.
I actually don't.
Oh yeah,
because I actually
whatever,
don't.
dude.
Okay.
We have to also know that after the robbery, financially, the church has been affected about 95% out of 100. So we lost a lot of parishioners. We lost a lot of trust with the media painting me to be a villain instead of a victim. And I think that what has happened and what has
Jackie in the house.
Translated as this young black man has to be a con artist in order to be successful.
Okay,
And this is
here we go, folks. Get ready.
the stereotype.
Get out the tiny violins. Get them ready.
That they commit on our people. And 95% of the people that bash me is our own people. And that's the thing that hurt. So, when we sit here and we talk about these charges that are against me, we have to understand, if you read the New Yorker.
Well, let's go there. Let's go there. I'm glad you brought that up, brother. Let's talk about the charges. I want to give you a chance to respond to these because you haven't had a fair chance to respond to these, in my opinion. So, again, you have been charged with fabricating bank records in an attempt to finance a $1 million New Jersey mansion, according to federal prosecutors in March. You were also charged in December of 2022 with fraud, extortion, and making false statements.
So let
then also,
this, Mark, let me say.
Go ahead.
For the first thing that you said I was charged with, that's incorrect. I was never charged for that. That's incorrect.
Okay.
All the charges.
Explain it to me though, because there was an indictment though. There was an indictment. What happened with that?
No,
I don't want people to think I just made it up. What happened?
You said that I was charged for whatever you said in the beginning. But that's not accurate. That's not accurate what you said. I don't want to repeat what you said.
Clarify it for me, my brother. What were you indicted for on March of 2023?
Well, the indictment is public record.
Let's break it down. Okay, now it's public. Let's see what he's saying here. Wait. Okay.
What were you indicted for on March of 2023?
Well, the indictment is public records, brother, and I really don't want to get into.
Well, just tell them then. If it's public record and people can see it, just tell them.
To that, as per my attorneys, I really can't tap into.
But wait a minute. If it's public record and people can see it, then what is the difference of you just telling them?
The indictment, nor can I tap into the case. But what I can tap into is that I was set up. That's what I can tap into. And, I've been doing this a long time, been pastoring for 10 years.
By who?
Excuse me? I didn't hear you.
By who? Who set you up?
Well, if you read the New Yorker.
Who set you up?
I think knowledge in the house. Here we go.
Name is clear as day, Brandon Belmonte.
Okay, so he doesn't mind name dropping or snitching on other people, but he's mad that people snitched on him. That's what it sounds like to me.
And he is clear as day. If you read the New Yorker, and this is why I'm here, and this is what I'm trying to clear up. I'm a young black man that have been targeted by the con artist. His name is Brandon Belmonte, and if you look at the New Yorker, they wrote a article.
He's a snitch, right?
Well, from what
this is the weird thing. The bottom line is that you still have to do the crime. I mean, you can be set up, but if you still did the crime, still did the crime. If somebody talked you into doing something illegal, then that's on you. So let's keep it going.
Stating now is he is an informant and he is a whistleblower. However, what he has done is he singled me out, and you guys are going to see this come out in court, that he singled me out and I was his project. And he went to the federal agents, the feds, and told them nothing but lies about myself and the mayor. And I need y'all to understand that this is not really about Bishop Whitehead, but this is all political.
Well said, Jackie. You can't expect someone to fix the solution when they're part of the problem. Bars.
And this is to take down our second black mayor of New York City. He knew that Mayor Adams was my mentor. And if you read the New Yorker, he said that the mayor of New York is trying to extort him. And that's what started everything. He went to the feds and told them a lie about the mayor of New York. And the feds picked it up.
Notice how he's not talking about how he scammed that old lady who was an African American herself, and her son, he was African American. So I want to know why. I want to know why he did that to them. What he did. Is he saying that they lied? Are you saying that I guess an 80-year-old woman lied? I want to know.
And they believed his lies. And now I'm hoping they're seeing that he is a liar, because
He might,
a lot of
okay, the thing is I understand what he's saying. That person might be that way. The problem is that I need to focus on what you doing, brother. What are you doing, Bishop? I mean, did you do what they said you did, which was to scam that old lady, or not? That's what I want to know. I don't want to hear about people, setting you up or anything like that, because basically the best way not to get set up is not to be doing something that you can get set up for. Here we go.
Victims that he's really bamboozled and really duped out of millions of dollars of money, right? I'm hoping that now he gets charged, because what he did was he put his name on a bishop who is a notable pastor, very influential, and I don't think he thought it was going to go this way. So I'm asking the FBI to drop these charges, because all you have to do is see what created all of this and who set me up. And if you Google
the problem, he still hasn't talked about what really put him in there. He hasn't talked about the person. He hasn't talked about the crime he committed. If he said it wasn't me or something else was going on, it wasn't me. No, this is how the money went out, how it went down. He hasn't said none of that. He's talking about how people framing him and stuff. Welcome, Golden Lady. Golden Lady, Gold. Okay. Golden Lady says this. He's looking real oily, boy. Easy on the Vaseline. He's looking real oily. Boy, easy on the Vaseline. I hear that.
The name Brandon Belmonte, and I'm sure you've Googled him, because I think that you're a great.
I did. I read all his stuff. I looked him up. I read the New Yorker. I read your attorney's response to the indictments.
What did you find out about him?
And there seems to be there's some interesting things. He certainly has a mission to implicate Mayor Adams in some wrongdoing, particularly this idea that he's on the take. But he also has implicated you, or at least tried to make you the connector to Eric Adams. And that's something I want to talk to you about when we come back from this break. Everybody stay right here. I got Bishop Whitehead on the griot with Mark Lamont Hill. You don't want to miss it.
I mean, that is crazy to me.
Welcome back to the griot. I've been talking to Bishop Lamor Whitehead. He's the pastor and leader of Tomorrow International Churches, and he's
Why Seeking Knowledge breaks it down like this. I have heard the desperate cries of his victims for years. I'm only appalled by anything he has to say that is not an apology or at least remorseful. And that's the funny thing. Why Seeking Knowledge, that's how a lot of hidden sociopaths, scammers, because you have to have a certain lack of empathy to do what they do, which is to literally steal money from people that trust you, or steal money from those who, basically are just, they're from, basically people who really need their money.
Back with us. So Bishop, to pick up where we left off, the allegation from prosecutors in the public corruption unit was that you'd been claiming to have influence at City Hall while trying to shake down this guy Belmonte. What's interesting is it's not clear to me, to be honest, where they got their proof of that from. So what's the state's basis for saying that you were doing that, that you were peddling influence? We know that's your friend. We know Eric Adams is your mentor. There's no doubt that y'all are close. But there doesn't seem to be any evidence that the federal investigation is anchored in anything.
Well, the evidence is in the lie. Okay. And like I said, Brandon Belmonte is a con man.
See, the problem I have here is that evidence, and then and hearsay are two different things. Let's just put it that way.
And what he tried to do is, I believe that he's in trouble somewhere else, and he tried to set me up because he knew that I am a famous pastor, and he knew that the mayor of New York City is my mentor. And for him to jump out the window and say that the mayor is trying to extort him shows you right there. And this is why you're not going to see no evidence of what he's saying, because it's all a lie. And when all of these things do hit the fan, you're going to be able to see that Bishop Whitehead was set up. I'm innocent, and it just hurts me. It hurts me how how this affected my income, how this affected my church, how this affected my family. I'm married with children. How this
Well, you should have been thinking about that before you start scamming people.
affected my life. And I've been doing what I have to do. That I have not been in the media. I have not been doing anything wrong. I've been helping the community. I help so many rappers, so many musicians, so many actors, and nobody's not talking about that. Everybody wants to talk about negativity, and everybody want to make Bishop Whitehead look like the villain. However,
Well, I mean, let's get Bishop Whitehead. Look, did you scam the woman or not? That's all I care about. Did you scam a woman who looks like you, a black woman, or not? Did you do that or not? That's all I want to know. I don't want to know about the whole how they got you. I don't care. I really don't. I want to know, did you run game on that woman and take her money and not give it back? That's what I want to know.
we need to Google Brandon Belmonte. Why is the media protecting this white man? He's a Caucasian man, and all of the media.
Exactly why I seek knowledge. Oh, his cohort broke the no snitching rule. Bars. Funny how the criminals do it at will, but try to get everyone else to adopt to adopt it as their mantra. Bars.
Media that know about him is protecting him. Why?
So let's do something, because I want to assume you deserve the benefit of the doubt. You deserve the presumption of innocence. Let's assume that everything you're saying is true. That Mr. Belmonte is a liar. That he's exploiting his whiteness. That he's making use of a government that's targeting a young black bishop. Let's assume all of that is true. There's also somebody in your congregation who accused you of defrauding her of $90,000 from her retirement savings of at least 14 months beginning in April of 2020. The allegation being that you told her that it was an investment, and at some point through text pivoted and said it was just a campaign contribution. Obviously, you have and I don't think we should ever hold people to who they were. And as Christians, I'm sure you believe that people always have the capacity to change. But you were convicted of identity theft in 2008 and served 5 years in correctional facility for that. So,
Mark's starting to turn it up a little bit.
There is a history here, and there's some current allegations that have nothing to do with Mr. Belmonte.
That's what bothers me, is that he was caught for scamming before. And that's why I played those prior clips, to show you that criminals always think that they're the victim, even after committing those crimes, and they know career criminals never take responsibility for their mistakes. Hey, people are not perfect, so people might slip up, but career criminals, they never take responsibility for stuff they did. That's the crazy thing. Whether they got caught for it up or not, they never take accountability.
How do you respond to those?
How do I respond to it? So let's go back to 2006, where the Suffolk County.
Notice how he didn't want to talk about that woman who he burned for $90,000. Again, that $90,000. He didn't want to talk about that, so he went back. Watch, I guarantee you, and that we haven't heard it yet. I guarantee you, he's going to snitch on either going to snitch on somebody else, or he's going to blame somebody else. It's one or the other. Watch.
Who indicted me is one of, if not the most racist counties in Suffolk County, who indicted me.
And there's some current allegations that have nothing to do with Mr. Belmonte. How do you respond to those?
how do I respond to it? So let's go back to 2006, where that the Suffolk County who indicted me is one of, if not the most racist counties in the United States of America. Let's talk about how they hid all the evidence that would have exonerated me. Let's talk about how there was fake search warrants that the media don't know about, that they lied and searched my home with bogus search warrants. Let's talk about how
Notice how he's not saying he was innocent. Notice he never said he was innocent. He never said he was innocent. Yes. Everything he might be saying might be true, but think about it like this. It doesn't mean he was innocent. They played dirty. He played dirty too. You know, that's the thing. That's the problem I have.
New York, Suffolk County came out to New Jersey where I live, put everything in plastic bags from New Jersey, threw it in the back of their truck and drove back to New York. And nobody knew where they got this stuff, but they stated that it came out of my house. And a racist judge in Long Island allowed them to use all that evidence against me. Let's talk about that. Now let's talk about the parishioner who's not.
Okay, no, that's what I want to talk about. That's why we out here. That's why we are. I want you to talk about all this. So you were railroaded in that. You were railroaded in that case. You're saying that it was a racist system, falsified evidence. So let's just say, so Mr. Belmonte's case is a snitch and a fraud. In the case we just referred to in 2006, you're saying that Suffolk County railroaded you and that your prison sentence was unjust. There's also an allegation here.
Mark, let me say this to you.
About what about the $90,000 from the parishioner? What do you say to that woman?
I'm getting to that as well. So let's talk about that, Mark, because I don't want nobody thinking that I'm playing victim. It's all paperwork, right?
Okay, remember, he's sitting in a Rolls Royce.
The Suffolk County District Attorney knew what they did, all right? Because I was the first identity theft case to ever go to trial in that county. And they wanted to make an example of me, okay? And that's why they hid all the evidence from, hid the documentation, the search warrants and different things of that nature from my attorneys, because they knew if we would have controverted the search warrant, everything would have got thrown out, because they knew.
Remember, he never said he was innocent. He said things were thrown out. He didn't say anything about being, that was a bogus case. I was innocent. I didn't do it. He has not said that.
That they took the stuff illegally and we didn't know where it came from. That's number one. Number two, the search warrant that they did have, one of the search warrants that they did have, they did not even have the judge's signature on it. They forged his stamp. So these are the things that the people don't know and the people don't dig in. Now let's talk about the parishioner that I allegedly took $90,000
Oh
from.
shit! This is gonna. I'm starting to see why they gave him so many years.
What if I told you, and I'm going to tell you the truth, she was never a parishioner, right? Once again, the media calls her.
Did she give you $90,000?
Excuse me?
Did she give you $90,000?
Let's assume she's not a parishioner. Did she give you $90,000? Did she give you $90,000?
Anything as well. Her son.
Did she give you? See.
The parishioner that I allegedly took $90,000 from. What if I told you, and I'm going to tell you the truth, she was never a parishioner, right? Once again, the media.
See, notice how he didn't go straight to the point. We don't care if she was labeled a parishioner or not, really. Whether it's true what you're saying or not, whether she's a parishioner or not. Did somebody give you $90,000 and did you scam them out of the $90,000? Man.
Did she give you $90,000?
Excuse me?
Let's assume she's not a parishioner. Did she give you $90,000? Did she give you $90,000?
Anything as well. Her son was a parishioner. Her son was one of my members. And her son,
well, that's close enough, bro. Did she notice how he's not telling the truth? He is not going to tell the answer. Did she give you $90,000? That's what we want to know. We don't care about who's a parishioner and who's not a parishioner. We don't care. Did she give you $90,000?
Did he give you $90,000?
brother, you gonna keep cutting me off, or you gonna let me finish?
No, we don't need you to finish. We just need you to answer the damn question. Did she give you $90,000?
I only got 2 minutes left. I just wanted to understand. Did you get $90,000 from somebody in that network? Right, finish your thought. Finish your thought. I want you to finish your thought. Go ahead, brother.
No, I'm finished. Go ahead. You go ahead. Say what you got to say.
Okay. Because
did she give you $90,000?
Because we're running out of time for the show, but again, I'm not saying that you're not telling the truth, of course.
So we'll come back then. So we'll come back, because I'm not going to be bullied in any type of answering no questions. All right, the media.
What the hell? All he wants you to do is answer. Did she give you $90,000? Yes or no? This is where he lost his game. Phoenix Soul breaks it down like this. I dated a guy who tap danced and skated through conversations like that. He lives in jail. Evasive always. Exactly. I mean, the thing is this. I understand you wanting to make your point, but yes, no, and then make your point. Notice how he made it clear he was not, he made it clear that he was not going to answer the question, though, because it was a direct question and he knew that there's no way to get around it because he's on TV. And so there it is. Now he wants to skate off TV real quick. I should say, yeah, he wants to skate off real quick because he scammed her.
Already made me into the media has already made me into
not the media. What did you have the opportunity? You're on a platform that's giving you a chance to clear your name, but you're not doing that because you won't tell us, did she give you $90,000? Golden Lady breaks it down. Wow, now he's playing a victim to deflect SMH. Shake my head. This is why people like him hate the judicial system. Bars. Because you can't just evade questions. Bars.
Villain, okay? And I'm not going to be forced to say something that's going to be against the
forced to say the truth? Forced to say the truth? Why don't you just answer the question? Okay, basically, let me help you out. You're saying she didn't give you $90,000. Or did she give you $90,000? If she did give you $90,000, what did you do with the damn money? That's all we need to know. All that other stuff going on with the mayor and the other guy and everything, I really, that's whatever. I just want to know if you scammed the woman. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know about how you think, the system is against you, because basically it seems like the only people who say that are criminals.
Truth, okay? Just because of emotions.
I respect that.
I am a young pastor that I'm trying my best to live a life, a Christian life, and I understand I don't look like a regular bishop, but guess what?
Notice how none of what he's saying matters at all. It makes no difference whatsoever. None.
I'm a bishop, I am a chief apostle, and I am a black man that love my skin. I love my culture.
Thank you. So do I. Please, did you give her $90,000? Did she give you $90,000? That's what I want to know.
No matter who wants to talk about me and no matter who wants to demonize me, God made me beautiful. So I'm here to say to everyone.
Yeah, that's fine. God made you beautiful. Great. Did she give you $90,000? That's all we need to know. We don't need to know about your beauty or how God made you or how people set you up. I just want to know, simply put, did she give you $90,000? And what the hell did you do with it? That's all I need to know. I don't need to know anything else.
Be black man, live in your beauty.
Amen.
Black woman, live in your beauty. And I'm gonna say this to you, that the Bible says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And that's what I'm standing in. The Bible never said that a weapon won't prosper.
You remember that Von Mason and Crew song from way back in the day? rock, skate, roll, bounce. It used to be big back in the day for the roller skating rinks. He's doing a whole lot of skating, that's for sure.
But I'm gonna stand 10 toes down, and I'm gonna stand with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and that's it. So if you want to interview me again, well, you want to ask some more questions, but I just want y'all to really do the research about Bishop Whitehead.
No, why don't you just answer the question? Mark knows he's not going to get the answer out of him. He gave up. Mark Lamont just gave up. He's just like, he's not going to tell me. So he did it. That's just all you can say, because when you're innocent of something, you can't help to tell people that you're innocent. You didn't take the money. This is what happened to the money, blah, 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 blah. That's what you want to do. You want an opportunity like this in the media to do that. And notice how he's rocking, he's skating, he's rolling, he's bouncing all over the place. Here we go.
The great things that I've done. Look at the things that I do for my family.
Yeah, Golden Lady. Honestly, by now he might as well have said, yeah, she gave me 90K. Yep.
I have 4 children that I take care of. I do great work in the community. You ask a lot of these rappers that I've gotten out of prison, a lot of these gang members
It doesn't matter. She give you $90,000? I don't care about anything right now, quite honestly. The thing is this. It sounds like, what did you rob Peter to pay Paul? So you did so much help for everybody else, but using her $90,000 that she really needed? Man.
They have rehabilitated their life. Nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody wants to sit here.
No, I mean, the thing, who? Which rappers you talking about? Because I guarantee you I could go back and half of them are back in prison right now.
And demonize the bishop. So I want y'all to really...
you demonize yourself by not answering whether she gave you $90,000 and what you did with it. That's all we want to know. We want to hear it from you. What did you do with the $90,000? What did you do with the $90,000, bro? That's all I want to know.
Really do your research.
And that's often what happens. And you're right. You're right, my brother. I gotta run, but I want to give you a chance to have the final word as you did. I wish you the best of luck. I hope no weapon formed against you prospers, and I hope everybody gets what they deserve, which is always justice. It's such a pleasure to see you, my brother.
See, Mark gave up on him. Mark was like, Mr. Bling, he doesn't want to sing. Yep. Von Mason and crew. Rock skate. Had the best bass line ever. Don't, won't. Oh man, let me shut up. Let me go on to the next clip before I embarrass myself. Okay, so I want to break this out. This is kind of sad right here. Let me bring it to you right now. I'd like to thank both Camo and Bridget for bringing this to my attention. Here we go.
FBI believes that multiple serial killer truckers are currently on the loose, hunting for victims along American highways. Take a look at this map from the Highway Serial Killings Initiative database. The red dots show where remains have been found along highways over the past 30 years. Well, right now, the FBI believes at least 850 murders are linked to long-haul truckers.
We started noticing within our database a number of bodies along the side of the road. Victims kept coming up as prostitutes, specifically truck stop prostitutes. And one after another, our main suspects or confirmed offenders were identified as truck drivers. They're extremely difficult to track down, and the mobility of their occupation allows them access to so many different areas of victim selection and then victim release locations.
When Frank Figliuzzi, a former FBI assistant director for counterintelligence,
Let me pause it for just 1 second. If you can avoid it, never ever stop at a truck stop.
the disturbing data. He realized that he needed to zero in. So he spent a year riding more than 2,000 miles in a semi to research the subculture and find answers. Well, that research culminated in his new book, Long Haul, Hunting the Highway Serial Killers. And he writes, quote, part cowboy, part fighter pilot, part hermit. Long haul truckers glide along the edge of a certain seam in the fabric of our society, the seam that separates their reality from ours. Killer truckers exploit that seam. Well, the book explores some notorious cases like that of Robert Ben Rhodes, the man known as the truck stop killer. He was finally busted in April of 1990 when a state trooper pulled him over in Arizona. But that trooper was not prepared for the shocking discovery he made. A woman chained inside of the truck's cab, screaming, covered in red welts and lacerations with only slippers on her feet.
That's just simply horrible.
Police soon learned that that man had built a torture chamber in the rear of the semi. It is possible he killed as many as 50 people. And this author joins us live. We're so glad to be speaking with him about more on his new book. Thank you so much for making the time tonight.
Thank you, Natasha, for helping get the word out.
Yeah, so the FBI says at least 850 murders are linked to long-haul truckers. Did you find any other troubling data in your research?
Yeah, the numbers don't get any better. So 850 roadside murders of women, mostly sex-trafficked women, but not all. And then there are 200 of those murders that are considered unsolved and active investigations. And when I asked the FBI, how many suspects are you currently looking at? The answer is 450 within the trucking community. In fact, 25 long-haul truckers are already serving time in prison for murders as part of this initiative, but that has not made a dent in the unsolved cases.
What makes it so difficult to pinpoint these murderers to get to the bottom of these cases?
You know, these 18-wheelers are essentially mobile crime scenes. They'll grab a victim in one jurisdiction, they'll rape or murder her in a second jurisdiction, and they'll dump the remains in a third jurisdiction. So that's challenge number one for law enforcement as they try to determine who they have on their hands in terms of a dead body and putting a name with the body, let alone identifying who's done it. And then you've got the nature of the victims. They are almost all sex trafficked. That means that the families may not even know that they're missing. So it's tough to get someone to champion their cause with the law enforcement community. And that's part of what I hope will happen with this book.
Yeah, certainly. This forgotten population, I think that a lot of times they do not get the light that they deserve on their case. You know, and obviously most truckers are not serial killers. We have to say this. Can you speak about the experience with the trucking subculture that you found going all of those miles in a semi-truck? What did you learn about the isolation, the general lifestyle, and the implications for a serial killer?
Yeah, I put my investigator hat back on after retiring from 25 years in the FBI, retiring as assistant director, and I came away incredibly impressed with the hard work and dedication of the American trucker. In fact, in part, I dedicate my book to the stalwart American trucker. The data in terms of their impact on the economy is astounding. We know that grocery stores would run out of goods in 3 days if truckers stopped, but there is a dark side to long-haul trucking. And I asked the question, you know, nature or nurture? Is it a predilection to kill and to be violent against women that attracts some people to the long-haul job and certain kinds of trucking? I go deep into that. We know that studies show that 44% of truckers are exhibiting signs of major clinical depression, 20% of them binge drink 5 or more drinks at a sitting, and 10% of truckers say they drink alcohol every single day.
That is so important. And we're almost out of time, but very briefly, what is your biggest recommendation for the FBI as they investigate all of these unsolved cases, all of these murders that may be linked to these long-haul truckers? Out of the research, what is your recommendation?
As an investigator, I tried to narrow down that pool of 450 suspects by focusing on the question of corporate drivers versus owner-operators, and specifically, what kind of truck are we talking about that might lend itself to being the killer? My recommendation.
Okay, here we go.
Recommendation would be that they focus on the type of trucking and the nature of the truck being driven.
It is a fascinating topic and such a deep dive. And look, the book again, Long Haul, Hunting the Highway Serial Killers. Frank Figlucci, I really appreciate your time and insight tonight. Thank you.
Let me pause it. Yeah, that's really messed up, you know. Let me go back over here to the Bling Bishop, you know, and let's do something a little bit more fun. Let's do something a little bit more fun. Again, thank you, Camo. Thank you, Bridget, for bringing that to the channel. Here we go.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Hey.
Am I pronouncing it right? How do you say your name?
My name is Khan, ma'am.
It is Con. I said it right.
Yes, ma'am.
Con, where are you calling me from?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville. Your light is not bad. Is this the best light? It's not bad.
I have a lamp. I don't know.
Yeah, put the lamp in front of your face.
What was he sitting on?
In front of your face, like in front of the phone, behind the phone.
Why is it on Kendra's show like most of the women have their background and have their lighting all perfect and everything, and then the dudes, they be in the dark, they be sitting lying down in their bed or something like that with the, you know, this is crazy.
That the most appropriate place would be to have the lamp behind the phone.
I got you, Kendra. Let me get right real quick. My apologies.
Get right, Con. Happy Monday, cousins. Okay, all right, this is better. Con, you call me from Nashville, Tennessee?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
31. What do you do?
Damn, he's a hard 31, y'all. That is a hard 31.
Living.
I am an electrician.
Good for him.
Do you have any kids?
Okay.
No kids.
No kids. Have you ever been married?
No marriage.
Never married. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Gemini. So we got Con, Nashville, Tennessee, 31, Gemini, electrician. No kids, never married. What kind of woman are you looking for, Con?
I just want someone to be their best self. And I believe if they're their best self, they're the best for me. And so I don't know. There's 8 billion people in the world. And it's hard just to speak specifically, but I've met all types of wonderful people. And, I think, love can come in different forms. And sometimes, even platonic relationships create, that genuine connection. And it doesn't always have to be. So it's just being your best self.
I mean, that's not horrible, what he said. It's not bad. It's not bad. Actually, not bad at all. I mean, let's see what else.
Oh, okay. What are your deal breakers?
My deal breaker is someone who's not patient. I think patience is a huge key. I believe, I don't know, I believe just being able, just reading, I believe someone who does not read, or hasn't read a book in several years, I think that is a red flag for me. And I don't know any other red flags, because, well, not wanting more in life, I guess.
Not wanting more in life.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Should she look a certain way?
She does not look a certain way, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And so if I like her.
I mean, the only thing the funny thing is this, is that I give him at least a little credit for not using call lines from the 2020s. He's going way back to the 90s.
I'll date her, I guess.
If you like her, you'll date her.
Well, if I find her attractive, that's the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And so I don't know how she looks.
How many times is he going to say that?
If she's in front of me, I'm going to know.
When she's in front of you, you'll know how she looks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What about money? Should she make a certain amount of money?
Money, no. But I aspire to be a provider myself. But I want someone who's not necessarily looking for a provider, but looking for a partner where they'll allow me to provide, but there's always a chance where there's the 80 and 20 or, 50-50 or even 100.
He doesn't want to pay for nothing.
Sometimes you don't know where life gets you. And so I want someone who understands that life has its challenges.
Life has its challenges. Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam Con.
What, you want me to stand up? I have like a robe
No shit.
on. I just took a shower. You want me to stand up?
Yeah.
Okay, he's slow. He's slow.
I got you. I got you.
Okay. This is your after shower robe. Okay.
Yeah. I just came from work.
Just came from.
Well, it looks like he has some trophies down there.
Okay. Got
Are those
comfortable after you
trophies?
got the shower.
You know, I'm watching the game right now. So
I know who's winning. Tell me who's winning.
Man, I'm losing some money, but Boston is up right now. I really have my money on Mavs.
What quarter is it?
It is fourth quarter.
What's the score?
86 to 67.
86 to 67?
Boston is up, yeah.
Oh, they're gonna win. They're up 20
I know.
points. What is the time left? How many minutes?
About 10 minutes.
I mean,
they're doing a replay right now. 10:25.
I guess 10 minutes. So the fourth quarter probably just started. So I guess technically Dallas could come back, but I highly doubt it. They're down 20 points.
I doubt.
I wanted Kyrie Irving to win too, but it ain't looking good. But back to you. Okay, so you watching the game and watching us. I like that kind. All right.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming through. This was a great show. Let me hit that beat. Here we go. All right, shout out to Why Seeking Knowledge, Phoenix Soul, Jackie Gaines, Golden Lady.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. It's not hard to fool.
Vice is nice. Thank you. Hazelbud.
Addicted to the good
Sugar Love.
life.
Jackie.
We don't